Hey, Greg. Hey, What the hell, Swindon? What are you doing up at this hour? Foxabilla? Okay, that's a Def Bomb. Alrighty. Okay, first item that just arrived. This hopefully should resolve some sort of long-standing issues I've had. I wouldn't call them issues, just not inadequacies perhaps with the microscope camera. Right now I've got a 0.5 reducer, and with the IMX334 sensor, it means you get a very narrow capture rectangle on compared to what you can see through the eyepiece versus what you get on the camera. So I'm hoping that 0.4 will bring it into line, because if I go 0.3, it is actually too much and you start to see the black barrel around it. So yeah, blue screen and death, that'll be it. So looks like it's been crushed as usual. I'm also hoping, because it is a 0.4 rather than 0.5, I should get around about 20% more light coming through. Now hopefully this actually matches, because sometimes there's a mismatch between M-Scope and other brands. It's got the right kind of notch there, but that's not a guarantee. Alrighty. So what we'll do is we'll take my measurement sheet and moles. So this here is it gives us an idea. So like if you look at that, sort of we got, this is maximum zoom out, and we're looking at about 31.5 millimeter. Whereas when I'm looking at it in the view, I get just over 40 millimeters. Okay, so I'm just going to switch to above. Guess I may as well just do it this way. Wrong one, Mr. Daniels, wrong one. Still the wrong one? Crikey. How big is this thing? It's like I need a T10 or something. Nope. T15. Yep, that'll be it. Alright, so I don't really want dust falling in there, but I just have to be quick about it. Oh, thank God it actually does fit. Let's see. Try that for the upright. Okay, I think I'm going to be 90 degrees out here. Get out. Alrighty, let's go to microscope. Naturally things should be blurry because, yeah, that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll bring up my graduated line there. And, okay, oh, that's just slightly suckful. You can just see the edges there, and that's a little bit annoying. So I need like a 0.38, sorry, a 0.42 or something like that. That's annoying. I suppose I could, let's see. Just trying to get some focus on this. Yeah, 0.48. Yeah, and it is turned slightly, I agree. I'll just have to get things lined up. I don't want more realism, Foxy. I just want more better whatever. I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, I've got to say I'm kind of disappointed. Still trying to get my left right. Okay, I've definitely got to adjust that again. Ah, man. What? How do they get so far out of whack? Oh, that's how. I mean, it's not too bad. Maybe I can do something with the... Maybe I can actually just put like a trim around the capture, like the actual scene. Yeah, I can just put like a trim to blank it out. It's not terrible, but yeah. I would like it to be a bit better. Just try and find a flat surface here. It's only when it's fully zoomed out. Oh yeah, you're quite right about that, Fox. Yeah, all right. I think we'll live with that. Yeah. So basically, 0.4 is too much of a good match, so to speak, for the IMX 443 type sensor, or basically the 1 on 1.8 inch sensors. Yeah, well, that's how it is. I mean, at least it's giving me full frame now. Hey, Boots, I got your stuff there, buddy. Anyway, so these are the just grid things for using optical alignments. If you ever have a microscope camera and you're constantly noticing that like one side of your view is in focus and the other side is not, don't try and mess with it. All it is really is just the board itself sitting slightly on a tilt. Even if you try to correct that, it's kind of pointless. Yeah, you're never going to have a perfectly flat surface when you're doing board repairs. There's nothing to do with your setup. It's just luck of the draw. So you really need a 0.39. 0.39 on full zoom out, yeah. Alright, okay, so that's that. Let's have a look at what we got for Boots. Don't worry, everybody knows my business address. This has finally arrived. I still need to get a better camera though. I still want to get my 678 camera. But that's $500 I can't really afford to spend right now. Okay. But I do want to. At least now I know I've got the right adapter for it. Okay, so we've got another nice one. These are the same as the ones I had before. The difference is I actually have these ones here compared to the other ones where I threw them out. Because I was like, no one's ever going to buy these. I don't want to bother making these anymore. And then Boots comes along and says, hey, I'll take one or two. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. I'm kind of doing the opposite of what ComputerBooter's doing. I'm reducing down to basically one camera now, whereas he's going crazy and has 50,000 cameras everywhere. Everything's a camera in his workshop now. So you reckon, should we do one of these? Maybe we should do two of them. How's that sound? We do two for Boots. Toot for Boots. I've got all the gear, all the parts. Anyway, so yeah, this is all Boots' fault. Production line was completely shut down. So the only trick with this particular board is that I can't do bulk bulk stenciling. It's sort of like one stencil at a time, that's it. Someone needs some glasses. Yeah, I want the money. Yeah. I'll take all your money, Boots. I'll take it all. I'm not going to shy away from that. I had a really fun event today that about back in January this year, I had someone send me a whole bunch of machines for repair. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I got them fixed up, and then things went wrong. And they ended up not being able to pay, or whatever, customers backed out and all that sort of stuff. And like, I'm holding these machines for 7-8 months, and I'm like, come on, what's going on? And in the end they said, look, we can't pay you. And I said, well, look, let me have all the machines, and we'll call it square. So we did that, and that was about 2 months ago. And today I get a desperate message saying, I need 2 of those computers. The customer wants the data off them. They're desperate. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, and the worst thing is, for once in my life, I cleaned out my workshop and I got rid of the machines. And the machines in question were 1534s. Now, anyone who knows MacBooks knows that the 1534 is a god-awful machine. And we basically have no reason to retain them. So if they're no good, you just pretty much toss them in the bin. I sent mine off to the scrappers, so they leach the gold or whatever out of them. Anyway, so yeah, I get this message like, have you got those machines? I definitely need them. No, oh, you've got to be kidding. I went down to the recycling place. And they said, oh, no, we sold them on to someone else. And so I get a hold of the person who they sold them on to. And they're like, oh, no, we just stripped and scrapped all that stuff. And I'm like, crap. And so it's not really on me, but, I feel bad about it. It's not really I can't be responsible, because on the job note, I actually received an indication that said, customer does not want data anymore. Don't worry about abandon the job. And so for me, it was like, okay, fine. Yeah, they had found a backup or whatever. Yeah, seems like it wasn't the case. Anyway, long story short, I had the fortunate foresight to actually remove the logic boards from the chassis before I sent them off to the scrappers. And so I happened to see them, and I wrote the number of the job on the board. And I saw these little pink letters on these A1534 boards, and I thought, could it be? And I looked in, and sure enough, it was the right job numbers. And I thought, bloody hell, that person should never buy a lottery ticket, because they used up all of their luck. Hey, Mikey dude. Greg had a fun 8-hour visit to the client. Oh, 8 hours. Oh, that's sucky. Okay, that was a pretty suckful screen print job then. Hasn't wicked too badly through, so we should be able to just apply to the second one very quickly. Boots, I hope you appreciate what I'm doing for you here, you ungrateful bastard. Hey, Kostas. I think the thing I really hate with these sort of situations where your customers have made a mistake, or business customers have made a mistake, and I've sent something off for scrapping, which I should point out is actually extremely rare for me. I usually hoard stuff for 3-4 years before even it goes into the sheds. And then it spends another 2 or 3 years in the shed before it gets discarded. Anyway, I just hate the fact that it just gives me a massive anxiety attack. Because I'm like, oh no. Because, I feel too much for the people whose data is now what they're after and it's lost. And then at the same time, I hate the universe because it's like, of all the machines for me to throw out, those are the ones that I threw out. So the universe is a real sick bastard at times. Needs to say, they're going to be up for 1,000 or 2 now for that, because I basically have to redo all the work I did before. Because if you know 1534s, they have a CPU failure and a SSD controller failure, and you can sort of rig them to get them back for a small amount of time, and then once that time window is gone, it's very hard to get them back again. So needless to say, if I can get them back again, yeah, they're going to be up for a lot of money. They're going to be up for a lot of money even if I can't, because they've made me do this run around. Honestly, with the pads here, it's not going to matter too much. There's already too much paste on those trays. I just got to get my jigs. Probably looks shiny from that angle. Man, I gotta remember how to do these. Oh, do not tell me these are 12 millimeters. 500 pieces of what? 8 mil. I had a laugh. I bought a bunch of new parts from Element 14, and one of the set of parts I bought was a pack of 200 nylon screws of 12 mil length. They sent me one single screw. I was like, I think you're supposed to send me a pack of 200, like, one pack equals 200 screws. And needless to say, I had to jump through a bunch of hoops and stuff and send through proof that I didn't have 200. And so how do you send proof of that anyway? So what's stopping you just not taking a picture of the 200 you receive? But what really gets me is, how do they end up with just one piece? They must have broken open the bag to break out one piece. I wonder if I'll get the bag that has that one piece missing. They go, oh yeah, here's the other 199 for you. Alright, get my suction machine up. Come here. Yeah, typically those things, yeah, they're already in a sealed bag. So yeah, you'd have to bust open the bag to get that single unit out. Where's my LEDs? Oh, crikey. Sorry. Significant level of disorganization here. Also boots, I'm going to be using 866 ohm current limiting resistors on this, which will slightly reduce the maximum light, but pardon me, it hopefully will stop a bit of burning. You really won't notice it, but it just sort of stops the extreme peak. I got a cough here. Oh wow, fished myself. And by fish myself, I mean, yeah, you swallow your own saliva slightly wrong, and then you start choking and dying on your own saliva. It's very embarrassing. Where's the face cam? Honestly, face cam's ugly today. Where are we? There you go. You happy now? You happy? Traumatized everybody. It's all Boots' fault. He couldn't help it. Okay. I did warn you. Hey, at least I don't have no British smile. I got a proper set of teeth in my mouth, you know, mate. None of this forefathers, gap teeth missing crap. Right, okay. Should we do a zoom in for the picky placey? Theoretically, they're half a watt each, these little LEDs, so you know you got a 14 watt lamp in theory, but I find once you sort of push beyond about 8 watts, it's kind of limited returns. There's really not a lot of point pushing beyond about 8 watts. I mean, you can for short bursts, but it's just not worth it. The only thing you do is just get everything hot and angry. Because if you want double the perceived human brightness, you have to do a hell of a lot more than double of the emitted lumens. I think it's a square of the lumens. I don't know, I could be wrong there, but it's non-linear, that's for sure. So you can go from 8 watts to 14 watts, and you might only perceive it as being 1/3 brighter or 1/4 brighter. There we go, that was nice and quick. Not impressed with your new pick and place machine. Tough luck there, Foxy. Tough luck. Go complain. Send all complaints to the Monsanto Corporation. Okay, my big problem here is I don't know the orientation of that chip. Where are you? Well, that is punching out on the brightness a bit much. There we go, that's more civil. Yeah, Boots, these might suck for all you, but we'll see. You can be my victim. There we go, very nicely placed. Oh, Swindon, you're still there. This is what I mean about the blue bottom thing, the matte finish, so you don't get these gloss highlights that throw your automatic exposure out. Because before I went with this sort of setup, it was always a nightmare, like you've experienced, where no matter how much brightness you put in, it just feels dark. And so yeah, I went with this. Yeah, it doesn't have to be blue, could be whatever other color, but I happen to have this on hand. And certainly I find that avoiding high reflective spots is the big key. I forgot paste. Where did I forget paste? I didn't even forget paste. Paste is on there already. Right, now I need my other resistors. What am I going to do? I need a... So the 806s, they're too low. They've sort of... The chips are rated for, I think it's 150 milliamp. And the 806s, I don't know if I miscalculated. Well, obviously I did. But they push it out to, I think, about 160 milliamps. So by going to the 866, I'm bringing it back down to, yeah, I'm bringing it back down. Trouble is I need another little container now. Right, there we go. There you go, they bring it down to about 135. So it's one of those things that, again, it's not necessarily perceptible, but it does just, ow, give it a little more life. Because that is one thing I really dislike about a lot of torches and, well, basically all LED lamps, is that most of them are willingly overdriven to get greater brightness out of the element at the cost of the lifespan of the element. I don't think there's really any manufacturers out there that are willingly underdriving their LEDs, lamps, like, you know, household lamps, things like that, or torches. They're like, why bother? We get more lumens. Alright. Now this is fun. This has got... Okay, chop you off. Her green was not a good choice. The CCD has twice many green sensors and blow the levels out. Okay. I can see the logic in that. Although usually they compensate for that. But also, yeah, naturally with green you're going to be dealing with possible... If you ever pull up green screen stuff, it's going to be fun. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these 866s. Okay, Boots, you take care, mate. I will keep you up to date. Thank you for dropping in. Still think I'll put a black trim or something around the microscope window. Or maybe I'll offset it slightly and make use of the border edge for some details. Alright, so we've got our 866s. I only need one of them. But if you don't have that, it ain't gonna work. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, you need your capacitor. If you don't have your capacitor, you're not gonna work right. These are probably the hardest things to put on, because they're awkward to handle. Where's my DC jacks now? Seriously disorganized here. Right. And someone kind of over-purchased their DC jacks. Still, buy them once, and we're good. So long as you've got a part that you actually can use for other things, it's okay. So it's a lot of DC. I think it's about 200 plus DC jacks in there. So, bravo. Alright, we're going to stick that into the oven. We're not going to cook this one yet, but we are going to just stick it on here. Trying to think which way to go. Ah! No, too low. Too low. Okay, we'll leave that open. Okay, let's get the next one up, and then we can cook them. Could make the border edge advertising space. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that would be a smart thing to do, even just for myself. It doesn't have to be massive, but I figure maybe 50 pixels. The better LEDs generally seem to have top power as a brief protected mode, so you get both brightness and longevity. Oh, you mean like their controllers are already designed to peak out and then back off a bit? Ah. Speaking of which, the Philips torches that I got, the standard brightness mode is about the same as what my Alex were, and then when you put it into turbo mode, they really light up the place. But of course it gets pretty hot pretty quick. So you could probably go turbo mode for 30 to 60 seconds before you start feeling it getting pretty warm. Okay, what are you stuck on? But yeah, I'm quite happy with them. The lantern torch edition of the Philips it feels a bit plasticky, toy-like, but it does have a decent ambient light mode. But certainly nothing beats that magnetic base on that one that Jim Hook sent me. The wife quite likes the way that you can basically throw the torch at the magnetic base and it snares it. I just need to check that LED. I wasn't sure whether I flipped it around or not. Soren said he's no longer repairing MacBooks because he can't see the screws. What? Yeah, he needs to wear glasses. We all got to wear glasses. Well, not all of us, but a lot of us have to wear glasses at some point. I think what I'm worried about here with it gets quite dark outside of the sort of like inner 2/3. Oh man, I might have to go back to my 0.5. I don't want that. Mycosis, yeah, that one. Let's see. Yeah, that's USB. That's the orange one that you sent me. It's also good. Yeah, it definitely has the more orange tone, but as you said, the higher CRI. Actually looked at this one this time. But one thing I do find though with both of those little torches is that they are a bit little for me. I like the Arlec and the Philips. They're a bit of a bulkier torch, so it actually fits in my hand better. Whereas I tend to lose the what was that? What brand did you say? The Workhos? Yeah, I tend to lose the Workhos and the other one in my hand a bit. That said, it is actually it's quite good to have a nice supply of torches around the house now, so no matter where we go, we can just grab something off the wall and it's good. Whereas before it would be like, oh crap, where's the torch? Yeah, even though I had a couple, it seemed like they were never where I needed them to be. Ideal combination would be to have that really good magnetic base on, say, the Philips model, and I would prefer it if they actually turned the turbo mode down a little bit so it didn't heat up too much after 60 seconds. It'd be nice if you could just like carry on a more permanent basis. Wow, that is a terribly placed cap. Now, because these boards they do behave differently in the reflow because they are aluminium boards, they're not fiberglass, so they need a lot more heat. So, yeah, having little torches in arm reach is the way to go. So no matter where you go, there's a torch. Okay, stick this one in here. Okay, both ring lights in. Turn the time on. I'm just going to re-establish the power. Close that. Wow, someone's let the workbench get a little messy here. I have to give them a talking to. And get the extractor fan on. Okay, that's working. Start the reflow, and away we go. Alright. Phew. Now I've got a chance to try and organise everything. Yeah, as for the MacBook repairs of Siren, I'm not sure why you wouldn't be doing them, because quite frankly, for the most part, they are a more consistently repairable type machine. And you got a lot more data and a lot more chance of having spare parts on hand. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. I guess he's got his reasons. And usually you can charge a fair bit more too for them. Typically, I think we run by the ratio of about 1/3 of the cost of the machine. I need my pen to write on that. But yeah, at the end of the day, you got to decide what you're going to fix or not fix, and yeah, that's your choice. And yeah, obviously we can all speculate or weigh in our own point of view on these things. Now, like torches, I need to have a whole bunch of Sharpie pens everywhere because I always seem to lose my Sharpie pens. Yeah, we better clean that. Is that the same someone who ordered those AC jack? What? Did I miss something there? Ah. Well, I don't know if it's the right Sharpie, but it's a Sharpie. And I use this paste for reballing. Like, it will last 2 or 3 weeks sitting on the blade like that. It'll crust over a little bit, but whenever I need to do a reball, I'll scrape off a portion of that, then dry it out with the paper towel, remove the excess flux. But it's fine to sit on this blade just for a couple of weeks. It doesn't give me any problems. Obviously, that's just for the reballing. You don't want to go use it for proper, make another stencil of this. It's surprising how long it lasts. But if I use other branded stuff, like Mechanic curry paste, it does not last that long. Okay. Hey, Ruggers. I try my best to keep my desk clean. Sometimes it just gets out of hand. Okay. Don't do that to your stencils, Paul. Jeez. So Swindon, do you share that shed with like farm animals or something? Looks like a farm animal shed. It seems like you're exposed to a lot of outside traffic and all sorts of things. Okay. So this is ringlight 7.1. Okay. So make sure I don't throw those out. Not like the last ones. This is normally how I store everything. So when I have a job, design or whatever come through, I write down what it was for on the box, and then the box just goes, they're perfectly good for storage. And so it defeats me how it is that I threw away the previous box of these. But I've got them now, so that's all that matters. Oh, how's my reflow going? 5 minutes 46, so we've got about a minute to go. The nice thing is, the place is not stinking up. A Reaper. Okay, so these are 866s. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked I threw it away as well, Fox. Believe me, so am I. So what was I thinking? It just doesn't make any real sense to me, and yet it happened. I think I was just going through one of those phases where like everything is out, I've thrown everything out, it's over. And yeah, And later on, when I calmed down, I lamented, so what have I done? It was too late then, I'd already killed off all the younglings. Hey, undergrowth. Okay, this should be about ready to... Okay, we're at the open door phase, and I can just ever so very faintly smell the smidge of, what do you call it, fumes, but it's very subtle. So I'm quite happy with how that works. And yeah, I'm just using this Chem Tools. It is leaded solder paste, but it does the job. I think it was Parts People that was doing the CPU reball on the... He was doing it on live stream from what I remember. I didn't watch it, but I knew about it. I think we can take these out now. Oh, what the hell? Damn it. The, one of the navigator switches dropped off. Told you they were annoying. So that's going to be fun. Because see, normally these are done on the hot plate. So... Whoops. Yeah, dropped off. Hot. Well, now is the best time to try and put that thing back on. Let's see if we can do it quickly. Yeah, it is not easy to get those suckers to sit back on. You can see it was on and then it dropped off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one. That one's got all lint and crap on it. Okay. I mean, I could just send it to dear old Boots like that. He won't mind. See, there's no real way of... I'm going to have to hot plate this. Damn it. I hate... That's double hot plating. That's not going to be fun. Everything else looks really good. Everything's flowed in very nicely. Yeah, that fell off. Hot plate it is. Touch a wire solder point. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. You can just jury rig it himself. Or I could do an Apple or something and just simply say, no, this is the brightness that it has to be, and you just have to accept that. If you don't like the brightness, then that's your perception problem. You just need to change your perception. Wow, humidity is really picking up here. I've got the air conditioner going flat out, and it doesn't help that I had the flippin' oven on, does it? Oh, Miles, I hate it when they do that. People like that can just die. I've got no time for people who scum of the earth like that. Yeah, it all comes from the days of when AdSense was our main income source. And so people would put in as many pages as possible, and then the AdSense would really rack up. That was the old days. Nowadays, it's just a big fat pain in the ass. Yeah, the problem with these navigational rocker switches is there's a lot of weight in that big plastic rocker. I do have lighter duty ones, but I prefer these fat ones to gives you a little bit better of a feel. Okay, so we're at 116, 117. This is going to be annoying because basically it means all the parts get double cooked. I mean, they're rated to be reflowed twice, but not like this. Spent 7 hours trying to set up a Docker container for a sponsor. Oh, not Dockers. Yeah, that's the other thing I'm hating is how everybody's doing everything in containers, and like just walking away from. How about just an application that works on the operating system? You know, stop making me have to load up a container. I can see it fizzing and bubbling. You can. No, focus poor. 185. It's going to top out any second. There it goes. I can see it reflowing. So we'll turn it off. I did this for you, Boots. You're not even here. Hey, Pro Engineer. I mean, they can be convenient, but overall, I'd kind of prefer my stuff to still be a native binary, if I can. I'm gonna put the extractor on. What's the matter, Swindon? What are you looking for? This is the other problem with the hot tops, is that you switch them off and they're still going to be ramping up for a little while yet. So I can't move the board off because right now everything's just going to be liquid. Where do I send my application for a new thermal camera? Wait, what? Who's getting a new thermal camera? Oh, that reminds me, I've got to write software for Boots as well for his multimeter. Oh, the ring light on my site. Yeah, I don't have it on my site at the moment. If you want one, we'll work something out. I haven't decided whether I really want to put these in production or not. Again. Maybe if I feel like I've really got the confidence back or something, I don't know. Just right now, yeah, umming and erring. Okay, this does feel like it's about ready to come off. And I'm gonna have to wash that board. As you can see, there's a bit of browning from the flux. Yeah, that's some nasty browning. If Boots complains, I'll just tell him it's a feature. See, in trouble with using white as well, just like see in trouble with wearing white underwear, is that stains show up real bad. Can't hide those stains. But I think we're good. Yeah, I've still got about 2 or 3 packets of those cotton buds. Alright, programming time. If I can remember the correct software. Let's see... Microscope light? Maybe? Looks about right. Okay, UPDI. Oh, come on now. Big aim. Has it been so long since I... Yeah, that's definitely UPDI. I think I might have the wrong project. Just checking to see my source code here. Yeah, looks legit. It's the problem when you don't do stuff in a long time. Okay, let's set debugging on so we can see what's going on. 0 UPDI. Yeah, I'm going to guess that maybe my Linux has changed the part number. Yeah, it has. USB 1. Yeah, for some reason previously it should be showing up as UPDI 01, but now it's showing up as USB 1, which is kind of annoying. That works now. Yeah, it's just a case of Linux decided it's going to change its naming conventions. Let's try that one again. That one... Oh, we installed that. Oh, man. We're not doing good today. That one's upside down on that. So we got brown pants on that one. And this one we put the controller upside down. Wow. This is what I get for doing live stream builds. See, it even clearly says, look, there's pin 1, and that's where Mr. Daniels put pin 1. What an idiot. Oh, God. That is so frustrating. And of course, it's right next to the selector. That's annoying enough that I'm almost tempted to just throw it in the bin. Yeah, well, nice one, Fox. A little late for that, isn't it now? Yeah, see if we can get it to dislodge, but I don't know how successful this is going to be. Fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm melting the damn thing. Just accept that that's a loss. Like I said, when this happens, you're basically better off just... It's the downside of using aluminium substrate boards, my friends. No, it's going to have to be hot plated. Yep, it's got to be hot plated. Far out. It's all Boot's fault. So annoying. At least we've got another one of these ready to go. Hopefully that will be fairly quick and easy to flip. I do wish though that these hot plates were lower to the bench, like we only had to do with just the top section, but I've looked at the cost of those and they're surprisingly expensive. Okay, 160, we're approaching the reflow point. Ah, crap, I've let it run for too long. I'm an idiot. If it looks too janky, I'm just going to build another one. Yeah, I need to... So the absence of flux is a bit of an issue there. While it's still warm, I might be able to just touch those up. Those didn't sit down properly either. Jeez. What a dreadful run. Okay, that's good. That's good. They're set in. I might have to just... Okay, yeah, if I can pivot the arms like this, then I can get those pads reflowed. It's gonna be hard though, because these are ground. Okay, that's good. Fortunately, I did at least, when I did the pads, I made them have thermal relief on them. I need a little bit more solder on that actually. Yeah, let's see if this one programs now. Much better. Better. Wash away the flux. Boots is going to be like, I don't know, Paul, these seem a little shonky, a little dubious. Okay, steal the ring light. Go to the overhead. Back it out a bit. And see if it even turns on. Okay, yep. Oh, that's weird. It's kind of not quite behaving how it should, that one. Let's see if this one does it. Wow, that shouldn't be doing that. What's going on? It's like it's maxing out. And it's doing it on both. That's weird. Yeah, it shouldn't be doing that. It should like hit the max and yet that's so beautifully soldered on. I mean, obviously all the LEDs work. And I know the design works because I just basically reissued the previous one. That's really confusing, actually. I'm using the very same one right now for this, like the light being projected here is exactly the same. See, that's how it should do. When you hit peak, it should just flash like that. And then when you min down, it does that. Yeah, that's the lowest brightness. So I don't know why these are peaking out like that. I can't imagine it would be because I changed that. I mean, it's the only thing I have changed is that resistor. I suppose we can change the resistor back to what it was. It's still weird. Could it be power supply such that? Well, I was feeding it off the same power feed as what the ring light, the one I'm looking at now. So I basically took the power cable that's feeding this ring light right now and plugged it into here. The feet look like they could have been reflowed a little better, but they are solid enough. 805. Yeah, it's definitely confusing. Yeah, is it the MCU setting? It could well be. It'd be very strange, but it could be. It's just odd that it actually... Yeah, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe what's happened is the... what am I thinking? Well, that's... Maybe what's happened is that a different compiler has hit this time. And so now it's compiling the code differently to the one that's on the other one. No, it's not running two ring lights, it was just the one. I removed one and plugged it in the other. These are 212s, so they're 2K. There should be plenty of... What are we... We're only writing 710 bytes, so it's not that. Oh, here we go. What's this? Maybe initialize... Probably 212. Yeah, I'm telling you it's a 212. And it builds it each time. I'm not running any... Okay, I've got a size optimization going on, so I might change that. Let's see if that makes any difference. That's hilarious. With the size optimization removed, it actually compiled smaller. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's behaving now. So that's what it's supposed to do. You get to the it bottoms out like that, and then when it maxes out, that's what it should do. So now it's behaving. So it was actually that size optimization flag on the compiler that did it. Yeah, so that works now. It's the trouble when you don't think that that sort of thing would cause the problem, but yeah, just upgraded the operating system, the compiler changed, and clearly that was enough to upset it. Yeah, I thought it was awful weird. Anyway, Fox was on the mark there. It was resetting the CPU, so you were right there, Fox. Or the MCU, whatever. I should have a couple of these just as side lights kind of thing, yeah, just angled in from the back over here. We can call them anti-glare lights. When it's down this low, you can easily handle it. Let's see how long I can... Okay, so we're at maximum. Let's see how long I can go with this. Like, I'm still holding it. It's going to get hot, and it doesn't have a heat sink on it. We're about 45, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. We're hitting about 52 now because I'm wanting to let go of it any second. But that's pretty good. So the brightness is still really good, but I've kind of stopped it from being a finger killer. Okay. So we just need a couple of heat sinks now. If I can find heat sinks. Oh, that was the other reason why I was a little bit apprehensive about doing more of the ring lights, is because my supply of heat sinks has actually dried up. Like, I've got these 6mm ones. The 6mm thick ones, they're dead easy to find. You can get them anywhere. But the ones I had before were the 10mm ones, and they were really good. But naturally I can't get them. And this tape is seemingly very good at doing... will not let go, it's very thin, and it does seem to do thermal transfer quite well. I need a knife. Okay, got my knife. Just get a random piece of wood. Was this nothing on LCSC? What's LCSC? I mean, I've been over... I should rather say I can't get them at a reasonable price anywhere. The 10mm ones. They always want to package them with everything. I just need the bare... Yeah, the bare heatsink. And I can get the bare heatsink in 6mm, or I can even buy them bundled together with a bunch of useless crap at still a reasonable price. But as soon as I go for the 10, things get ridiculous. Oh, right. Yeah. No, normally I just get it all from AliExpress, because these are just NVMe drive heat sinks. Once I put it down, they're quite difficult to get back off. mean, it's not a huge amount of heat sinking, but it does help. Almost got stuck. Okay. Alright. Now we need the adapters. Few too many. See you running away there. Get back here. Yeah, Boots is getting two. That's what he's ordered. Okay. Too many yet again. These screws are not very strongly magnetic, so they're a bit of a nuisance actually. And what doesn't help is when your glove has got a torn tip. Torn tip on your glove is always trouble. Wait, what? Oh wow, that's so clean that I didn't even see it. Okay, that's it. Now you can see it sets it up at an angle. Ideally, what I originally was planning was to have a full gimbaling light, so you could set the angle depending on whatever you wanted. But my 3D modeling talents didn't quite get that far. I knew exactly what I wanted conceptually in my mind, but trying to get FreeCAD to agree with me was a whole different ball game. So we came to the compromise, FreeCAD and I, that we would do this, and I can always change the angle by doing another 3D print. Okay, that's it. They're done. I can send that off to Boots and take every last penny that he's got left. I wonder if you could beamform like maybe that's you're sort of limited a fair bit by the flat planar nature of the assembly. I mean, you could always put some sort of optical elements over it, sure, but of course, you always got your light loss involved with the optical elements. Hey, Mountainside. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm sort of doing a decent day. 4:30. I think it's about time for me to give up. Go do some other things, and I'm going to have fun with those 1534 machines that I could try and sort out now. So I even had to adjust it to crop off the back here so that it didn't collide with the heatsink. It's surprising how many different things change when you just want to do one small difference. The inner diameter here is much larger than the original version. The original version, I brought it right down to about 49 millimeter, whereas this is more like 52 or something like that. So 3 mil doesn't seem a lot, but it gives you the ability then to pivot the whole assembly around the Barlow without, and you can do that without crashing into it. Alright, I've got to go. So thank you very much, everybody. Hello, Teresa. More 3D prints from your gifted 3D printer. Thank you very much. I'm out of here. I'm going to get some coffee and go check on that 1534. Thanks all for watching. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do about that microscope adapter. Like I said, at least now I've got the full frame, but it's kind of too much full frame. So yeah, 0.38 would have been, I'd say, the ideal thing. I guess we'll see how we go. The other thing is those corner dark things, they actually create a psychological effect of making the whole thing feel a bit darker. So we'll see what we can do about letterboxing that display and see if we can make it better. Okay, I'm out of here. Thanks again.